What is up, peepity peeps? It is your girl, Amy P, the reimbursement process. And behind me looks like a Chucky doll, but it's Jax the Bernedoodle's babies, which I forgot to remove. But today I wanted to talk about the three lies dietitians are told about accepting insurance and explain to you exactly how they are costing you a shit ton of money, right? So if you think that insurance does not pay well, or that you can simply stroll right in and negotiate your rates, you guys are leaving thousands of dollars on the table and you may not even realize it, right? So, after working with thousands of registered dietitians and CNSs and seeing what actually gets paid, I can tell you some of the most common advice is literally flat out wrong, right? And how do I even have the ability to tell you that? Well, I've been billing insurance for 20 years, right? And so I know a thing or two about insurance. So in this video, I'm going to break down the three biggest lies about insurance and exactly how each one is costing you a shit ton of money, right? And the third one, that's where I see dietitians literally restrict and limit their entire practice without even realizing it. And the reason being, I was that dietitian. So let's get into it. So, lie number one, registered dietitians are told about insurance. You can negotiate your insurance rates right away, right? The first lie is that you have any power to negotiate your rates out of the gate, right? I get this question all the time. Can you teach me how to negotiate my rates? Or what do I do when I don't like the rate they gave me? In reality, this almost never happens when you are first credentialed, right? Most dietitians, dare I say all dietitians, are brought in at standard rates and negotiation comes later, if all, right? So, how this actually costs your money is that you delay getting credentialed because you're waiting for better rates, right? You overcomplicate the process and you never start. You sit out of networks that are already paying because you have this preconceived notion that you are going to negotiate your rates when you are ready. So while you are waiting to negotiate a rate that's higher, that is not coming, you're missing out on fully billable sessions right now, today, tomorrow, next week, right? So I love dietitians negotiating anything, especially as it relates to money. But the reality is, I have never seen a single dietitian negotiate a rate before they sign their contracts, right? And just to be clear, I'm not saying this to be an asshole. I'm saying this so you can frame your expectation, especially when you start the credentialing process. So you cannot negotiate something you're not even generating yet, right? Once again, I say that from a place of love, not to be a jerk, but that's just not how it happens. Okay. Lie number two. I know you guys saw this one coming. You guys, I talk about this a shit ton. Insurance reimbursement rates suck, right? The second lie is insurance does not pay well. Truth, right? In most states, and I say most states, dietitians are reimbursed around $100 per hour, in many states even higher, depending upon the plan and the structure, right? Are there states like Connecticut where there are payers under $100? Absolutely. Okay. But the reality is that when I look at people's numbers on average per visit, per hour, they are generally generating greater than or equal to around $100 per hour. Some states, they pay fucking bananas, like 300 plus for certain sessions. So before we say this, we need to be educated. So how does this cost you money? Well, this mentality, this lie, you avoid accepting insurance entirely because you're like, I'm not going to get paid any money, so I might as well not do it. You rely on cash pay, and as we all know, that can be very challenging. And then you cap your pool to only people who could afford your services if you're cash based, right? Once again, if you are cash based, you have to become a ninja at marketing, right? You have to become a ninja at positioning your services. You still need to do those things in an insurance based practice, but it's just different in terms of where the hard actually is, right? So instead of seeing 20 to 25 covered patients a week at consistent rates, you guys are struggling to fill a handful of cash pay spots. Once again, I see that from a place of love, but I also see that from a place of knowledge because I talk to dietitians every single week, and this is what you guys are telling me. So believing that insurance doesn't pay does not protect your income. It actually limits it, right? Lie number three is one I believed, or maybe just was ignorant and did not understand. Lie number three, you can only bill for patients in your state. The third lie really kind of locks us in, right? Truth, you can bill for patients in every state where you are licensed or where licensure is not required for nutrition services, right? Most dietitians think they need to credential in every state and contract with any state. That is not how it works. But how it costs you money is you artificially limit your market because you think that you can't see patients in other states. You turn away eligible, ideal clients because you think you cannot see patients in other states. And you miss out on multi-state growth if that is your goal, right? So you miss out on referrals, more sessions, the ability to scale simply because you thought you were restricted when you weren't, right? So you did not hit a ceiling in your practice, your information did, and that is problematic, right? So here's the reality, right? Insurance isn't the problem. Bad information is the problem. Information that dietitians are told that they can negotiate their rates out of their gates, that the insurance rates suck, and that three, you can only see patients in your states. Those are all fallacies. Those are all incorrect to some extent. So if you are ready to stop guessing and actually understand how to make insurance profitable in your business, that is exactly why we created level one of my Reimbursement Academy. In level one, Insurance Foundations, you understand exactly how insurance works and ultimately if it is even something that you want to do. It is super low stakes. There is no time commitment. You have exposure to me. We have calls. You can ask any and all of the questions that you're confused about and get an honest response, right? You may not like my response, but as somebody who has been accepting insurance for 20 years, I feel like I am the best gal to steer you guys straight. So we're going to put the link below this video, right? Go check it out. If you are somebody who thought these statements were true, and now understand the reality and you're ready to rock and roll, that's where level one gets you started. So I'll see you guys during office hours.